Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I got my partner in the studio with me today, Christnu. What's the word, brother Christnu?
What's going on, brother Black?
Oh man, well we're going over the Jennifer Jeffley case. I know those who've heard me speak on this case. Just to give y'all a brief update, she went in at 15 years old. Stated that she did not commit the crime. The only evidence that they had tying her to this particular crime was a confession that was typed up by law enforcement, in which she was promised that if she signed the confession, she could go home. And if you imagine when you were 15 or in the 8th grade and you're away from home, it's late, you're hungry, you miss your bed, miss your folks. She stated at that time she was willing to sign whatever if the promise was to get her up out of there. And so she did, but she did not have any legal representation present. She was all alone. She didn't have any legal guardian or a parent present. They hauled her off to the station, railroaded her, and pinned the crime of 71-year-old Maria Palomino. And so 21 years later till today, she's still on lockdown. And so we're making a effort to help justice be served for Jennifer Jeffley in this particular case, because no child should, in the 8th grade, should be forced to take on professional minds such as law enforcement on their own. Like I stated, that's just like New England Patriots going up against an 8th grade football team. You know, it's just not happening. So I got my partner in the studio, and we're going to go over this case and some information and things, information that you may be aware of or you may not be, especially dealing with your rights. Were your rights voluntary? If you didn't know your rights, then how can you voluntarily give a confession if you don't know your rights or what you confessing to? So we want to get into this now. So, Brother Christnu, to add to that, where does she stand as far as, just a synopsis of the case? Where do you see her where she stands at this point?
Well, she stands to be free. I know I got some information on it. I'm still looking into more, getting more information from you, Black, and, checking out. I saw a video and I heard an attorney speak on it, and, hey, man, first I want to say that her Fifth Amendment right was violated, where it states that one shall not be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against themselves. Paraphrasing, but that's basically to the T what it's saying, and that's exactly what they did. They told her that she would be released upon being a witness against herself, and that's illegal. And the Constitution is supreme law of the land. So that's a violation of supreme law of the land. So just off the rip, already, she's her rights are being violated,
And so if the Fifth Amendment constitutional rights has been violated, and as a minor, no legal representation, and she testified against herself, and she shouldn't have been compelled to, meaning that law enforcement in interrogation with psychological tricks or whatever, trick a young 15-year-old mind into a signed confession that law enforcement typed up, and no one should go through that or do 21 years later on the promise of that she would go home. If she signed the confession, she did, and that was a lie.
Now, did they tried her as an adult, correct?
Tried as an adult.
That was another violation because she was a minor.
She was 15. In Texas, state law says 17.
Another violation.
As a legal adult.
Right.
Another violation.
Wow.
Another violation is that she was misrepresented by her court-appointed attorney because he never contacted her, returned any of her phone calls or any correspondence that they written to him. He never returned any of that.
Right.
So basically what he was saying was, we're not going to fight on your behalf. We're going to turn our back on you. Society is going to turn its back on you, and you'll just be locked away, and that's just what it is.
Right.
And now some recent information regarding her lawyer in January, I believe.
The court-appointed attorney.
The court-appointed attorney. Mm-hmm. The court-appointed attorney, 2003, had a vehicular homicide in the Woodlands, and the accident report came back that he was drinking. He hit someone. That person died, and he didn't receive 21 years in prison.
Right.
Right. He basically got a slap on the wrist behind those actions. And that leads up to us saying, well, does Black Lives Matter in this justice system where you can have so many cases to where whites get off with a slap on the wrist, but they try to hang black people, even though Jennifer Jeffley's mother, she worked, contributed, and paid into the system and paid taxes into the system. And when you put your money into a system, you expect justice.
Right.
Automatically. Come on. But the thing is it's about Jennifer Jeffley. But the bigger picture is injustice.
Right.
How can a 15-year-old girl, be snatched out the streets without a parent or legal representation present? How can and I'm finding out that this is not uncommon dealing with the youth.
Right. Right. Facts.
But as far as rights, and as far as the youth goes, who may battle a person that's in a position of authority, who has some disdain for them, what would be the best advice for a 15-year-old who's out here alone and now they're in the custody of the law enforcement? How can we avoid situations like that? What could they say? What should they do?
Plead the fifth. Once again, don't say anything. Don't put anything on the record. Keep your mouth completely closed until someone who's competent and that's working in your favor can come and assist you with the matter. Now,
at that age, that's not taught in school. How would they know to plead the fifth right unless someone is teaching them?
Right. Just don't say anything, because they can't force you to say anything, in terms of anything having to do with the case or anything that they're trying to, pin on you or say that you did this, that, and the third. You can state your name, that the basic information, that you can find on some type of identification card or what have you. But beyond that, when you start getting into details of something that they're trying, because what they're trying to do is they're hitting you with a lawsuit.
Right.
Whenever, these charges are actually a charge against your name or your account. Your name in all capital letters, which is a straw, which is it's a legal fiction. It is something that was created by the U.S. corporation, And so let's say in this case with Jennifer Jeffley, she's been charged with murder, correct?
Right.
What's the degree? Is it okay? So irregardless, she's been charged with murder. So let's say that just for the sake of conversation, that a murder is worth about $1 million.
Okay.
$1 million. That'd be the charge against her name. So they'll have the name Jennifer Jeffley in all capital letters, and they'll say that the murder charge is a charge against her account that's worth $1 million. And in order for her to pay off that debt against her name, she has to do so many years life, life sentence, and every day that she does inside of that cell is worth a certain amount of money in order to pay off that debt against her name. So how do you file a lawsuit, let's say, that's worth so much, that's worth this large amount, because there is a particular number that particular charge is actually valued at in terms of the payoff, because the payoff's gonna be like I said, it's gonna come out one way or another. So whenever people are sitting in those cells, they're paying off their debt. They people like to say they're paying off their debt to society, but they're really paying off their debt to the U.S. corporation for charging their account. So how do you hit a 15-year-old minor with a lawsuit of that magnitude without having some type of representation?
Impossible. Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about. And now let me ask you this. If negligence was found, then wouldn't they pay her the reverse then for the time she spent in there? And she was locked up unjustly? Yeah,
people, when certain cases have come out and, you found out that it was all garbage and contrived and, they just wanted to pin somebody with the case. People get, you have cases of people getting released on these particular cases and suing, hitting the lawsuit. And what could have been done and what can still be done is a lawsuit against the actual department that hit her with the charge in the first place, a countersuit, because they violated her rights.
Right.
So because of that, then they need to be hit with a lawsuit. I can't remember exactly who it was, because I've listened to so many teachers speak on different matters dealing with the legal system and laws, which is two different things, law and the legal system. That one of the best ways to counter a lawsuit is with another lawsuit. So that's something that could be done now, and something that could have been done from the jump, right off the rip.
Right off the rip. That's right.
Because they don't like that. Because a lot of our people, they don't even move that way. They're not even aware that they can do things of that nature because they hire these attorneys. Attorneys take the oath to the bar. If I'm not mistaken, the judge is up under the barrister or the bar. And they all work for the same people. That's a fact. That's an actual fact, man. They're not working in the favor. This is all business. It's all a business, and they're not working in the favor of the people. They're trying to get bread. It's about money.
About that paper. Now let me ask you this: when it says that you have the right to remain silent, that falls in the Fifth Amendment, in a sense.
If I'm not mistaken,
where I plead the Fifth.
Yeah.
So
if I'm not
and if you don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't understand your rights or your constitutional rights. Mm-hmm. And so any adult, especially in the judicial system, should say, hey, let's get you a lawyer or some representation present during this question so you can understand what you signed.
Right.
Or else you'll be locked away forever.
Right.
And, that'd be the end of it.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Right.
And it's interesting that you said that. Wow. They know.
Wow. Wow. I was just thinking because, as a minor, you have a guardian. So what happened is that, for one, they charged her as an adult because that way they can get around, which we know, get around a lot of these things. But I'm still processing.
That's right. That's right.
This is a lot, man. This is sad, man.
It's sad. It's sad. Shouldn't have happened. And the purpose of a responsible citizen or responsible adult or what have you, is to make sure things like this never happen again to no one's child. You know, this is some old Jim Crow, black codes. You know what I mean? Law that they just putting up on where they can just snatch up your child and say you committed a crime, put you back in slavery and work you.
And that's the 13th Amendment, is that when you're convicted of a crime, then slavery is literally legal. Look up the 13th Amendment, and they speak on slavery. You know, they say they abolished it, which, we ain't gonna even get off into the fact that there ain't no such thing as a slave if you ain't the Slavic people.
That's right.
Slave is a slang term for the Slavic people who are once kingly people that were defeated by another group of Europeans, and they put that term on us. So that is literally, non-factual when it comes to describing we was actually prisoners of war. But when you get convicted of a crime, then you go into legal slavery, and that's why shout out to Lil Boosie from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, said he was making 7 cents a day, and he said the chain gang is real. He said that in Louisiana they still have police riding on horses following a chain of prisoners, brothers, because it's most of us that's actually in there, actually chained together, walk 10 miles, 18 miles, go pick vegetables and go pick cotton out of a field while they being followed by, some policy enforcer, which the police, they derive directly from the Ku Klux Klan. The Fraternal Order of Police, a Masonic organization. The Ku Klux Klan is a Masonic organization. So this is just an offsuit. They got the same badges, that they have now. And they still have this same slavery going on literally. 7 cents a day, chain gang in the field in Louisiana picking cotton. Today. Not yesterday, today.
Today. Come on, bro. Come on. The slavery is being carried out today in the form of the prison system.
That's a fact.
Picking vegetables, picking cotton, and they would do anything to get you behind them bars.
That's a fact.
If you don't know your rights and you don't have money for an attorney or people who understand the law. Mm-hmm. And then in the school system, you're not properly educated on the law.
Right.
Even in your government or economics class or whatnot, you're not getting the meat of the subject in order to think freely or think in a manner that will keep you free. And so, therefore, you have mistakes that are being made, but not intentionally honest mistakes. But the trap is, if you step 1 inch off the line, they'll hit you with the minimum of 10 years or somewhat. Right. And I brought that up dealing with the matter of the crack cocaine and the powder cocaine, which the crack was in the black neighborhood, and at one point you get one rock was 10 years. But the thing was that it was brought into. It's not like black people sitting around, saying one day, man, somebody gonna bring crack into the neighborhood. We're gonna wait till they get here.
Yeah.
They went and brought it to the people for the purpose. Set it down and hoped you picked it up so they can lock you up. So you can go pick vegetables and cotton. They tricked us again.
Right.
See, that's the thing.
To neutralize the movements that we had going on in terms of people progressing. Neutralize. In particular, the Black Panthers and the CIA did that. They said, we're going to have our own people investigate ourselves and we're going to be cleared of all charges. How do people possibly think that you're going to have these people investigate themselves and they're going to be brought up on something? Now, I'm not saying that they won't throw their own people under the bus, but it's going to be extremely rare, man.
Right.
It's going to be extremely rare, man.
That's right. That blew wall of silence. Then they launched a chemical attack on us with the crowd, chemical warfare.
Yeah.
I mean, bruh,
Yeah.
And we still have to keep our head up and keep moving with all that bombarding us. You know, so in conclusion, this is not the last. It's not the first or the last you'll hear on this topic and subject. We want everybody out there, man, that's listening, go research, look up the Jennifer Jeffley case, and that's Jeffley. And we'll be putting things on Verbal Pick Radio and on the.
We'll be hollering at the Moors, all the Moors that's out there, worldwide, that study the law and the legal system and legalese. Get your Black Law Dictionary, get your Bouvier Dictionary, man, and let's get to it, man. Let's put our heads together and bring more information to the forefront to assist in this particular matter. Because, when we make landmarks like this and, we get this sister out of here, that's more, that works in our favor, for us as a whole, because any injustice done against us hurts us as a whole, because principal correspondence is that everything is connected only in the appearance of separation. So we're all connected to this.
All connected, but man, well said. And mind you, this Saturday, April 29th, doors open at 6 p.m. Come check out Low Key Gino putting it down at CDM Boxing. Gonna be some live boxing action, professional fights going down. So make sure y'all in the building, man. I know Christnu will be in the building, so man, y'all. We gonna be sitting back, man, checking it out, man. Definitely, we hot, man. Verbal Pick Radio, chill.
Yeah.